Alrighty, so hi everyone. Our names are Brooke and Andrea, and we're the 2021-2022 high school outreach coordinators for Queen's University Women in Science and Engineering chapter, also called WiSE. So this is our first event this fall, and we're really excited to be hosting an intro to STEM info session where we're going to go into detail about different fields in STEM and introduce you also to our high school outreach team program, as well as our mentors here. And who are going to talk to you about a variety of different STEM programs. If you have any questions throughout the event, please feel free to send a message into the chat, or that way we can acknowledge you, and then you can unmute yourself and ask a question, or you're more than welcome to send any private chats to anybody through the session.
So a little bit about WiSE and high school outreach. The Queen's chapter of WiSE was founded in 1990, and it's a student-run organization that's committed to promoting and advocating for the involvement of cis and trans women, non-binary, two-spirit, and gender diverse individuals in the STEM fields. WiSE also aspires to inspire the next generation of women in STEM by educating on the importance of diversity in the fields and uplifting minority voices in the industry. It also aspires to connect like-minded women that are studying or pursuing a career in STEM. There are WiSE chapters at universities all across Canada, so even if you don't end up coming to Queen's, there's a chance that it could be on your future university campus, or definitely a club that's similar to WiSE. This year for high school outreach, our goals are to educate and spark an interest in high school students to pursue a degree and/or career in the STEM fields. And we also hope to provide a mentorship-like aspect to our outreach program by having the contact information available for all of our high school outreach volunteers, so that you can reach them at any time throughout the year about any questions you may have about their program, university, or being in STEM.
Awesome. So the agenda for tonight's just on the screen. So we're going to start with an overview of our upcoming events and tell you a little bit more about our new high school outreach blog that started this year. Then we're also going to go into some presentations from each of our mentors about the 4 STEM fields and have all of our mentors introduce themselves to you, tell them a little bit about themselves, their program, and their careers of interest.
So starting off with our next upcoming event, we have our University and Scholarship Applications Night, which will be on November 8th, which is a Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're in Ontario, or 4 to 5 if you're in BC. And this will be a great event where Brooke and I, as well as the high school outreach mentors, will share our best tips and advice for applications or writing essays. And then our last event of the fall will be the general STEM and university Q&A. And you're welcome to come and ask any questions you may have, or even just join and hear what other people have to ask. It could be about anything related to STEM, university applications, extracurriculars, and even just basic university life. You're more than welcome to come, and we'd love to answer your questions. And then lastly, so it's not an event, but Brooke and I just recently launched the high school outreach blog, which is super exciting. Down there, you can see the link. It's wisehso.wixsite.com/website. And you have to make sure to add the /website, or it won't actually take you to our blog. But this is a great resource because you can find a mentors tab where you can get to know a bit more about all the high school outreach mentors and have their emails as well. So if you'd ever like to contact anyone specifically, you can find their emails there. There's also a forum tab where you can ask questions at any time. You can introduce yourself. We'd love if you introduce yourself. Maybe you can meet some other high school students, especially someone who's interested in the same things as you. You just have to sign up for an account on there, and it's super easy. You can log back in and read blog posts and keep asking questions. And then lastly, it also has an events tab where it will tell you about our upcoming events, where you can find the Zoom links and the Zoom passwords. And yeah, it'll be a great resource throughout the year. So make sure to keep updated on it, and hopefully we get some blog posts up soon.
Awesome, thank you. So we're gonna now get started going through just the different fields in STEM. So we're gonna first start off with science. Pass it over to Andrea.
Awesome. Yeah, so there's many different pathways and career options in science that you could go into. And this ranges from professional schools such as medicine, dentistry, optometry, and more, to working in labs or out in the environment doing research and field studies on different types of animals, different diseases, or developing new treatments for illnesses. As well, there is an administrative side as well that gives you the option to work in teaching, human resources and human health, public health, medical sales representatives, ethic counselors, and more. And the great thing about science is the variety and broadness of the topics you can work with, which makes it a field that you can take your own very customizable path in.
All right, so now we're going to go into introducing you to all of our science mentors. They're going to tell you a bit about their programs and why they chose it and a little bit about themselves. So to start off, it'll be me. My name is Brooke. I'm currently in my 4th year of life science here at Queen's. I'm one of the co-coordinators for the high school outreach program this year with Andrea. A little fun fact about me is that I play on the women's field hockey team here, which has been super fun. It's a great extracurricular, and I've been able to balance it really well with my program as well. So I chose life science because leaving high school, I knew I had a love for science topics like biology, anatomy, and health, but I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do with a career at that time. My first year was super general, covering a basis of science courses like bio, chem, physics, math, and anatomy. And as I've progressed into my upper years, the customizability of my program and broad range of health and science courses, it's allowed me to find my passions in STEM and tailor my program to my personal interests, which has been more heavily focused on things like anatomy and reproductive health, infectious diseases and microbiology, and global population health. So lots of variety there, but I also found with my program in life science, as well as many other science majors, it allows for a lot of cool hands-on experience in the laboratories or through research studies on campus, which allow us to apply what we've been learning in class to real life problems, as well as use a lot of really cool lab material to culture bacteria, form substances in the chem lab, or even work with human cadavers for my anatomy courses, which has been really, really cool. Also through my courses, I've been able to discover a lot of new fields and topics that sparked my interest that I didn't even know about going into university, that have given me new ideas for careers I want to work towards after school. I've always had a desire to become an optometrist because I do find the eyes super fascinating. And so through taking my life science program, it's provided me a solid background in anatomy and health, as well as ethics on what I would need to be a clinical practitioner, as well as also given me a lot of the underlying knowledge that I needed it to complete the OAT exam, which is very similar to the MCAT that you write. It's an entrance exam. As well, it just gave me the option to find new courses. So I found actually a new love for reproductive health. So it's got me interested in looking into some master's programs once I'm done 4th year this year, to be a reproductive specialist or clinical embryologist to maybe one day work in labs doing research or helping with fertility. And that is it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and fun fact about me is I did recreational and competitive dance for about 13 years. I did a lot of different genres, so I did tap, jazz, ballet, lyrical, a little bit of hip hop, musical theater, and acro. And I chose life science because I wanted to keep my options open and just find what I'm most passionate about in the sciences. Coming out of high school, some of my favorite courses were the sciences, and I just wasn't sure, but I know that I would be interested in having a focus on human like science. So I think life science is a great program for that. And it offers a ton of courses, and in the upper years of the degree, there's more space for electives and areas to find what you really are interested in. So that's why I chose life science. And I'm just in my 1st year. So I'm taking biology, physics, chemistry, calculus, and then I have an elective in gender studies. And my future career goals are maybe being an OBGYN or working in reproductive health, or I'm also interested in genetics or research. And I'm not really sure if I want to go to med school, but life science offers a bit of an introduction to topics that would be related to that. And I might also be interested in being a medical lab tech because in high school, for career day, I went and visited a lab in a hospital, and I thought that was really cool. So that's it. That's that about me.
Hello, so my name is Jasmine and I'm a first year health science student. A fun fact is that in my spare time, I like to crochet and also watch K-dramas. I chose health science because I knew that I wanted to focus on health, and I was really interested in the first year courses that are offered here. So I get to take pharmacology, social and physical determinants of health, and also anatomy. So these are all courses that suited my interests. And one thing about the health sci program that I love is that it's a flipped classroom learning style where I get to learn my own time and then meet up with other groups to consolidate the content I've learned. And I find that this is a lot more beneficial for me just because I don't like going to lectures and sitting and passively taking notes. I think the flipped classroom learning is really hands-on in a way that you can collaborate with other people. And as for future aspirations, I would like to apply for a physician assistant school afterwards. And basically, PAs are basically medical practitioners who can practice medicine, prescribe medications under the supervision of a physician. And so that really appeals to me as it is only 2 years long. And I would also love to be able to work in the healthcare field. That's a little bit about me.
Hello, my name is Allie and I'm a second year life science student. A fun fact about me is that I've been to the Arctic twice, once on a ship and once on an island in the northern Canadian Arctic called Somerset Island. And the reason why I chose life science is because going into the field of medicine is something that has interested me ever since I was a little kid. And life science is an amazing course for helping to learn key concepts needed for medical school while still allowing for a broad selection of courses that can lead to so many different paths and careers. When I was looking into what courses were key to helping for studying for the MCAT, which is the test to get into medical school, a lot of the core life science courses, even just all the first year general science courses, along with the second year microbiology and genetics and organic chemistry and physiology, all of those were highly recommended when studying for the MCAT. So that definitely contributed greatly for me picking life science. I also picked it because along with all those courses, it also leaves so much room to pick so many different electives and find different things you're interested in. So that's definitely one of the main reasons I picked it. And for a future career goal, being a doctor, like I said, is something I've always wanted to do. Specifically, I've always been inclined to working with kids. So being a pediatrician was something that I always thought I might do. But even through school the past couple of years, learning about the brain has been very interesting to me, especially because I had a really serious concussion when I was little and cracked my skull. So I think that how that works is so interesting. So either a pediatrician or a neurologist, or maybe a pediatric neurologist. But yeah, that's a bit about me.
Hi everyone, my name's Emily and I'm actually in the second year of my master's in science, focusing on exercise physiology, so specifically looking at muscle and mitochondrial adaptations to both physical activity as well as muscle disuse. So if we think about if you've ever broken your leg and you have had a cast on, or even in bed rest situations, looking at kind of what happens from both a muscle health perspective, but then also a mitochondrial health perspective, and then seeing if we can figure out if there's any nutritional interventions or any rehabilitation that we can do to kind of combat muscle loss. A fun fact about me is that I have two dogs. One is named Fergie and one is named Rudy. Fergie was my childhood nickname growing up, and it's the same for everybody in my family, so it just kind of made sense. And Rudy is because we love football in our family. So why I chose my program, so specifically in terms of why I chose a master's degree, was because my undergraduate degree at Laurier, I was able to kind of take a broader range of kinesiology courses, so things like exercise physiology, that really sparked my interest in research and actually allowed me to do an undergraduate thesis, and that kind of sparked my interest in research and brought me to Queen's. So for the reason why I chose my program is because it allows me to build on my passion for research by generating novel research ideas based on my own learning. So again, I think Jasmine kind of touched on it, but again, being able to kind of take charge of your own learning and what you're interested in. And then I also get to collaborate with researchers across Canada and work alongside like-minded individuals who are also passionate about using research as a means to help others. So specifically, I get to kind of go into the wet lab every day and learn something new from researchers here at Queen's. I get to collaborate with researchers across the province to learn new techniques such as mitochondrial respiration analysis. And then we also get to learn how to analyze muscle tissue from different species and look at kind of what novel interventions we can use to combat things like cancer cachexia. And so then ultimately for me, a future career goal and kind of my interest is to become a professor and within the same research field. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. So one of our other mentors, Candace, she couldn't be here tonight, but I can read her bio from her. So she is a second-year biology student, and the fun fact about her is that she loves reading. She also noted that she loves reading mystery and crime novels as well as some nonfiction, and she recommended to any of you guys to read Meryl Sheldrake's Entangled Life, which is about fungi. As well, she recommended reading Silent Spring, which is a 60s classic about pesticides, which is very cool. She chose her program because she thinks that living things are very fascinating, and by taking biology, she was able to cover like a broad scope of fields from taking things like genetics and ecology. And some of her future career goals and interests are to become a researcher one day and to specialize in either plants or fungi. And so that's why she included the little mushroom there.
Sorry, just trying to unmute myself there. I'm Lexi. I'm in my first year of health sciences here at Queen's. Little fun fact about me, I play princesses for kids parties back home, and I work as an inclusivity consultant for the company. So that's like when a parent with a child who's neurodiverse, so autism, Down syndrome, anything like that, comes to the company looking for accommodations. I'm the one that talks to them and sorts something out so that everyone can have an inclusive party. I chose this program just because I love the idea of the flipped classroom. I'm able to regulate my own learning, kind of focus on what's important to me rather than sit in a lecture where whatever is important to the rest of the class is what's being discussed. So I just get to focus on content that I myself need to work on. So I love that. It really allows me to learn to the best of my ability. The environment here at Queen's is also really great. It's a fantastic community to be part of. And the program itself really prepares you to take the MCAT, as I do want to go to medical school after this. So all of our core courses almost fill the requirements for the MCAT, where our optional courses do. In the future, I'm planning on being a behavioral developmental pediatrician. So that's working with kids with disabilities and mental illness, or a forensic pathologist. Yeah, so here's a little bit about me.
Hi everyone, my name's Mia. It's really nice to be able to talk to you guys all today. I'm in second year life science, and a fun fact about myself is that I really love to play tennis. I like to play with friends and family, or honestly, anybody will play with me. But it's just such a great sport, great way to get exercise, and also really good for just like hanging out with people. Like I've made some of my greatest friendships and had some of the best memories playing tennis. Like my younger sister, she's just a year younger. When we were in high school, we actually played doubles together for our school, high school tennis team. So it was really, really fun and just some really good memories. And it's a fun sport. So anyways, yeah, I'm in second year of life sci, and so far I absolutely love it. Coming out of high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew that I liked science and I liked math, but I didn't really have like a serious passion for anything. And I didn't know enough about everything to pick something so specific. So I started my first year here at Queen's in a general art sci degree. And I took all of like your science classes. I took anatomy, biology, chemistry, all those. And I got to see what I liked and what I didn't like. And I finally found close to the end of first year that I really, really, really liked biology, but specifically anatomy. So I did some research and I found out that LifeSci was anatomy and biology heavy. So I was like, okay, perfect. So I went into it, and so far I'm absolutely loving it. All my classes are super interesting, so cool. We get, like Brooke said earlier, we get amazing hands-on experiences. Like we get to work with cadavers, which is super cool. I didn't think we'd be able to do that in our undergrad here, but that's really exciting. And it's just such a great program. Super cool classes, especially third and fourth year. I know we get to take some really cool ones. I think pharmacology might be an option, more physiology, anatomy. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm not 100% sure what I want to do after university. However, chiropractic and optometry have always interested me. Chiropractic just because it's always been interesting the way your spine works and the spinal cord and how it all works together and how you move. I always thought that was really cool. And optometry as well. I have really terrible eyes and I've been going to the optometrist since as long as I could remember. So whenever I learned about it in school, I always paid attention and always interested me. So it'd be really cool to help people who have similar issues that I do. So yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Awesome. Thanks, Mia. So our next topic that we're going to go into is talking about technology. With the rise of technology globally, it's a super fast growing industry. So it's providing a plethora of new professions that are emerging that are very unique and skill testing and showing us super high demand for jobs to go into. So many tech programs are centered around foundations of computer languages, programming, mathematics, stats, and more. So unfortunately, we don't have any mentors that are explicitly in a tech program. I know at Queen's here, we've got programs like biotech. However, a lot of our the topics in tech do overlap with some ideas in things like engineering and math. So if you are interested in programs or things in the tech field, please don't hesitate to reach out as we can direct you to one of our other mentors who could help you with some answers, or as well, we could look into connecting you with a faculty member in one of the tech departments at Queen's.
So our next topic that we'll go into is engineering. And so after engineering, there is like a wide array of careers that you could go into. While you could stay in the engineering field, such as by being like a software, chemical, or environmental engineer, engineering is a great path for, it provides you with a lot of skills to go outside of the engineering field as well. So for example, Marianne Turk, she actually graduated from civil engineering at Queen's. And then she did a master's of engineering and then an MBA. And she actually became the highest ranking female in the NFL as the chief operating officer. So engineering, it doesn't mean that you have to stick into the field, but it's a great field to go into. It provides you with a great set of problem solving skills and skills that are applicable to pursue careers both inside and outside of engineering. And it can give you the opportunity to work on some pretty incredible projects that can contribute to society as a whole. So now we'll meet the engineering mentors. And so here's me. I'm Andrea. I'm one of the high school outreach coordinators this year, and I'm in my third year of civil engineering. I grew up on a blueberry farm back in BC, so I'm pretty particular with my blueberries. I don't really buy them in store, but I love them from anywhere. So at Queen's, we have a general first year in engineering, which means you take courses from all that would kind of relate to all types of disciplines. So you do graphics, you do computer like coding, and then you do structures. So a great thing about this is that I got to figure out what courses I did and didn't like. So for example, I really wasn't a fan of like electromagnetism and any of that. So I definitely knew electrical engineering wasn't in my future interests. And I ended up choosing civil engineering because I've always been interested in environmental issues. And I really like the fact that in like years such as third year and fourth year, you can take courses that are related to geotechnical, structural, and wastewater engineering. So I chose civil because of that. And a great thing about engineering in general that I found at Queen's, but also I think no matter where you go in for your program, is that it provides you with a great set of skills, maybe that you wouldn't think of because for example, when I went into engineering, I thought it'd be a lot more kind of technical, and you do have those labs and hands-on like experiences, but you also gain great skills in communication, working with teams, writing technical reports, and just getting the chance to work with a variety of different people, which is really great. So, and depending on the engineering school that you go to, you might have some design courses where you kind of get to solve real world type of problems. So in my last year, my group and I had to design a buoy that had to fit certain constraints and had to follow certain environmental regulations. So it's been a really fun program. And in the future, I'm interested in pursuing a career in environmental consulting or environmental assessments. And I like this because I could work on a variety of projects with different clients. So then there'd always be something kind of new. And I could also keep my like passion for environmental sustainability at the forefront of what I do in my work by working in areas like soil contamination, water pollution, and air quality. So if you ever have any questions about civil engineering or engineering in general, feel free to reach out to me.
Hi, my name is Lobsang. I'm a third-year mining engineering student. Fun fact about me is that I've completed my level 2 scientific diver training. So that involves kind of underwater research and surveying and techniques for that. So it was a really fun course if you're interested in aquatic biology. Why I chose mining engineering. The mining engineering pathway allows me to learn a diverse range of skills and topics. The opportunity to travel throughout my future career is a big bonus because a lot of the mines are in remote sites, especially in Canada. And also the mining industry is important, especially with the development of sustainable technologies such as electric vehicles. So nickel is in higher demand among many other minerals. There's a saying that if you can't grow it, you mine it. So that kind of shows that if you just look around your room, there's a lot of things that come from the mining industry itself and the resources that are needed for the production of those technologies. What I really enjoy is that the professors relate course topics to their industry or experiences, and I find that super fascinating. And since they teach us a diverse range of skills, the career paths with the degree in mining engineering is also very diverse. Of course, many people go on to work in mines. However, I think I saw a stat that about 30% of Queen's mining grads end up in finance. It could be for a mining company or it's just general finance. So that goes to show that with engineering, you do learn a lot of business skills as well. And a few years ago, I was very surprised to hear that because engineering, I'd always think engineers work on technical stuff, but there's also that business front that you learn a lot of skills through engineering school. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.
Hi, I'm Ida. I'm on my fourth year chemical engineering. And so sort of fun fact about me, I have a cat named Pashmak, which basically in Farsi means cotton candy. I chose chemical engineering because I've always been interested in chemistry. I liked chemistry in high school, but also I knew that Queen's has a good chemical engineering discipline, has a very friendly environment, and also because chemical engineering is involved in almost every aspect of human life. Like most items we use every day, they can potentially improve the quality of people's lives and save the environment by developing alternative technologies. Future career interests that I have is I am interested in oil and gas industry and also process quality assurance in a plant. I went on a 16-month internship after my third year and worked at a nylon plant, and I was in a department of making yarn for airbags, which is pretty cool. I was able to build on the skills that I learned through my university courses in the labs and get real workplace experience that will be really beneficial for the career in my future. So definitely, if you're thinking of going into an engineering field, I definitely recommend going on an internship. And if you consider engineering, and if you have any questions regarding engineering or chemical engineering, because I'm in my last year, maybe I could be of some help.
So Haley isn't able to be here tonight, but she's one of our mentors this year, and she's in her first year of engineering. A fun fact about her is that she loves to sail, and what she likes about engineering is the amazing supportive community that the faculty creates, and the fact that you get to meet so many like-minded, hardworking, and supportive people in classes and labs. And then Maya also isn't able to be here tonight, but she's also a first-year engineering student, and her fun fact is that she had the same drama teacher as Drake in middle school. And her favorite thing about engineering is that they get to learn things that are applicable to real life and will prepare her for life after university. So if you're interested in what it's like being a first-year engineering student right now, definitely reach out to Maya or Haley. Their emails are on the WiSE blog mentor tab.
Awesome, thanks, Andrea. So that was all of our engineers and their mentors. So now we're going to go into mathematics. So math is really great for using analytics and problem solving. So a lot of science, technology, and business fields rely heavily on mathematics. So there's a lot of many up and coming careers opportunities in this field. The great thing about a math degree is that it gives you the opportunity to customize your preferences with careers ranging from business to government all the way to engine technology. So it provides you the great analytic skills to assist many other careers and fine tune their designs, assist with experiments and develop and discovery, as well as functional features of buildings, and assist with the business world to make rationalized decisions. So now we're going to meet our math mentors.
Hi, my name is Marissa, and I'm a third-year applied mathematics engineering student, and I'm in the applied mechanics option. And a small fun fact about me is that I did learn how to crochet this summer, although not that well, but we're working on it. I chose my program because of how many options it opened up after school. The courses I've gone to take over the last couple years uniquely integrate mathematics and engineering, and they provide a really great, strong foundation in math, combined with a wide range of engineering skills. So it prepares students for both industry and graduate studies. I've also found that within my program of Apple Math, it's a pretty small, only around 80 students a year. So it definitely feels like a community working together towards the goal of both understanding the courses and then eventually graduating. Within the mathematics department specifically, I found that we have some really great resources, including math help centers, where you can receive help from undergraduate and graduate TAs for, I think, any math course that Queen's provides, and I'm sure it'd be the same for most programs. And then we also have we're lucky to have some really nice professors in the department who definitely want to see you succeed and are always available to reach out. And I've definitely taken advantage of that. More broadly, few people have spoken on it, but I find the engineering community here at Queen's is just amazing. And they've definitely helped me when I felt lost in my classes, and it's allowed me to meet a lot of really like-minded individuals, and has also given me the confidence to explore areas of interest outside of the class or the different courses or even my program. And I've actually been able to join a couple of design teams, one of them QGEM, so it's a synthetic biology team, and then another one, QBMET, which is biomechatronics team. And then honestly, as a result of working in those design teams, I've discovered my interest in working with medical devices, but currently I'm deciding whether I want to pursue a master's in biomedical engineering or just enter straight into industry.
Thanks, Marissa. So that was our last mentor slide of the night. If you have any general questions right now or one for a specific mentor, please feel free to send them in the chat. While we wait to see if there's any questions sent in, we just wanted to say thank you to everyone who came out tonight, especially the volunteers as well. We hope that you learned a bit more about STEM and different paths you could take, and hopefully gain some inspiration about different fields that you'd like to pursue in university. Don't forget to check out our WiSE blog, which will have the latest information about our upcoming events and the Zoom links. And just a reminder that you can always reach any of us through the emails provided in the mentors tab on the blog, and that you can also submit questions on the forums tab. And if you ever want to reach out to Brooke or I through the high school outreach email about any questions related to the program or anything like that, our email is just at the bottom of the slide, wise.hso@enstock.queensu.ca. And if you email us, we'll get back to you in a really short time. We'll be posting our event recording for students who weren't able to join tonight on the WiSE blog. So if you go to the events tab there and then click on the link for the event, tonight's specific event, we'll try to get that posted up within the next week, and then hopefully along with the slides, either right on the page or as like a link to a YouTube video. Just gonna see if there's any questions. Oh, I don't think there are.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so again, if you don't have any questions right now or think of some later, you're more than welcome to, again, as Andrea said, feel free to reach out to her. Via the high school outreach email or by contacting one of our mentors directly. If there's one that you feel like you would connect with or be interested in getting some information from, you can find that again from our mentors tab on the blog website. But if that's it for now, I wanted to again thank everybody for coming, as well as our volunteers for participating tonight. Our next event will be focused more on university and scholar applications and scholarships. That will be happening again from 7 to 8 p.m. on November 8th. That Zoom link will be posted on our blog as well, a little bit closer to the date of that event. But this is a great event, so don't miss out on it. We'll be able to share lots of the best tips for applications and any advice we have about just looking at different programs and applying. So other than that, that is everything. And I wanted to thank you all for joining us again tonight, and I wish you all the best.